Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some more work on the Jeep Cherokee XJ. I'm having an issue right now with a intermittent stuck in defog. Now, being that it's winter, obviously you need the heat and everything like that. So the last thing I want is a daily driver that doesn't have proper heat. So the issue I'm having right now is activate the climate controls in any setting and everything works as it should at a standstill or low speed. Unfortunately, when you get past the 60-70 kilometer mark, it automatically closes the vent and goes to defog. So my prediction is it's either a bad climate controller or really got a vacuum leak somewhere. So in this episode, we're going to be digging through the truck and seeing what is causing this problem. So for those of you who haven't been to the channel yet, this is my 1998 Jeep Cherokee XJ. It's a two-door, it's a 5-speed, it's 4x4, it's got the factory purple paint. And as of right now, that's the climate controller. This is actually the second one I put in. The first one I did when I first got the truck about 10 years ago, which I had a similar issue, stuck in defog, but turns out these controls, the adjuster here wasn't actually changing the setting. We're gonna look for some vacuum leaks. There's a few on this truck particularly there's some common spots for it based on me doing some research online. When it comes to diagnosing, whether it be a leak, whether it be a bad wire, bad connection, a no start, something to do with the heater controls like this one right here, always start with the simplest steps first, because there's still a good chance that the problem you're diagnosing could be resolved with something simple as, I don't know, like a loose wire, maybe a bolt that just needs to be tightened. Regardless, rule of thumb, start simple and work your way to more complicated diagnosing steps only after you eliminated all the simple steps. So here we have the vacuum diagram for the 97 to 01 Jeep Cherokee XJ. Based off some online research, there are two common spots for vacuum leaks on this truck. The first common spot being the vacuum supply line, specifically located near the battery. The second common spot being the vacuum line that enters the vacuum canister behind the bumper. So we're under the hood of the XJ now, guys, and there's two possible culprits what I have right now where we're going to start looking first. So we've got a vacuum line right here. This goes from the airbox inside, behind the dash there, behind the firewall. This runs and curves around the fender here, comes up over here. No cracks on that fitting, but there is a common spot right by the battery here that likes to break over time, maybe either from corrosion from the battery or just dirt and debris getting up in it over time. So right here it goes down to the vacuum canister, which is just behind the bumper trim over here. We'll get to that next. Again, we're starting simple first and then working our way to the more complicated stuff as we go. But it turns out this line here, I think this doesn't look right. 1 second here. Oh, look. Looks like the fitting is broken right here. As you can see, it looks like it's broken off. I pulled that off with no effort whatsoever. So this could be where air is getting in through right down there by the battery. I'm going to put the camera down for a sec, dig in deeper, maybe move the battery and see if we can get a better angle. So upon removal of the battery, all I went to do was just move this vacuum line and just to see if there's any resistance on it or anything like that, and the piece it connected to just fell right through the hole there, down behind the bumper. So that just tells me that whatever fitting is there was super brittle and the littlest of movement caused it to break. So we're going to pull this trim piece off right here and see what happened. Okay, here we are. Got the bumper trim removed. Here is the vacuum canister I was telling you about. The vat line from up here goes down into the fitting. So here's the vacuum line. As you can see, it just fell right out. This end here goes into the fitting that's attached to this vacuum canister. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbolt it from the bumper and we're going to inspect it to see if the fitting's damaged or if this actual plastic casing is cracked. So upon removal of the vacuum canister, it mounts to the bumper like this, but this is where the vacuum line just simply fell out. As you can see, there is a small crack, which is where the elbow goes in as such. So this comes in and out with little to no effort. So unfortunately, I had to figure out something where either I'm going to try to repair this little bit of plastic so this elbow can fit in better, so air stops coming in through here, because I believe this is our vacuum leak. Combination between this elbow not fitting in correctly and the fitting atop here, which was this one, simply deteriorating as soon as I went to touch it. So we're gonna get all this repaired. I have some vacuum line. I'm gonna see if I can rig something up with some epoxy here to raise this up and get that elbow to fit in a little bit better. So here's the update. I wasn't able to find in my bin of parts a spare vacuum elbow that goes from 1/4 inch to 3/8. So what I did was I constructed with a brand new spark plug boot I have for small engines. I ended up shoving that end into the vacuum canister, and this end here is already 1/4 inch for the vacuum line, so it fits nice. It's got a nice tight bite in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a length for the line by the battery, as well as I found another one over here by the firewall. This end here had a very brittle and dry elbow, so I'm just going to put a straight line here and just run it right through, pass down to the battery, into the hole there, down to the vacuum canister. Alright guys, this is the job all done and wrapped up. Here was the first line I replaced, cleaned up the line as well. Here's the first connection down there. It routes down through that hole, down to that line there and into the vacuum canister. I'm going to see if I can get the camera to show you the vacuum line where the fitting is. As you can see, I'm letting the RTV silicone dry overnight, and then I'm going to take this thing for a road test tomorrow morning and see if the defog defect at high speeds is corrected. So at this point we're going about 70 kilometers an hour. I have it fan speed 2 blowing to my face. I'm going to put it a little bit higher. Right now at this point it would default right to defog, but fortunately right now it seems to be staying on the correct setting. I'm going to go a little faster here, get it up to 90. Fan speed 4. She's really blowing now, and looks like we fixed it, guys. If you're having a Jeep defog issue, this could be your fix. So thanks for watching, guys. Please check back again soon for more videos on my Jeep or any of my other vehicles.